Pumpkin and goat's cheese, it seriously is a match made in heaven. So I'm going to show you a very simple pasta to do. To start with, I need half a butternut pumpkin, and I've just cubed it into about 2 centimetre pieces. I'm not going to bake it in the oven, I'm going to do everything in the pan just to make life a little bit easier. So, good quality extra virgin olive oil, and I want a good glug in here. This is going to be the base of our sauce, so we do want to be generous with it. I've got a high heat on at the moment, and we're going to pop our pumpkin in. And while that cooks, let's get onto the hazelnuts. So I want to toast these hazelnuts. We want to take that outer layer off, and the best way, into a pan. And as soon as you start to smell the hazelnut flavour, you know that it's ready. Of course, you don't want to burn them, so just continually toss them in that pan on a medium heat. While that's happening, we'll get onto other elements of this dish. I've got 1 clove of garlic, and I'm just going to bruise that and just finely chop that. I don't want big chunks for this pasta. All right, other flavours, and you can see, you know, we don't have that many flavours going on, but we've got bold flavours, so garlic and chilli, and they work delightfully with pumpkin. They really make it just shine a little bit more. And I'm leaving the seeds in it. You can see how much pumpkin we have, so 1 chilli like this is not going to overpower it at all. So just thinly slicing that, just like so. And the herbs we're using today, sage, again, really classic flavours. All these combinations work well together. And I want about 3 to 4 sprigs, and we just want to remove the leaves. And these hazelnuts are ready. I can smell the hazelnut smell, and of course they're going a little bit dark. So a little trick to get that outer layer off, a clean tea towel, make sure it's clean, and we'll just pop that on our board like so. And while they're still hot, pop them in the centre, cover that up, just let them steam for a second, and then just start to rub them as hard as you can, and that'll help take off all of that. So just do it a few times. All right, let's have a look. So you can see at least 3/4 of them are ready. Of course, there's going to be some that have that outer skin still on it, so you just have to rub that off like that. So it's very easy to do, and it's definitely worth it for that toasted flavour. All right, let's have a look at our pumpkin. We'll just give that a little saute. Looking good. We've got some colour now, so I'm just going to turn it down. And you know, pumpkin, it does cook quite quick, so I'll just check that with a knife, and it's halfway there, so that needs another 5 minutes, and we're ready to continue on with this pasta sauce. So I've just put the pasta in some boiling water that has been salted quite well. I'm using bow ties today, but whatever you've got in your pantry will be fine for this recipe. So while that's cooking, let's have a look at our pumpkin, and that is perfectly cooked. So I'm just going to remove 1/3 of this. And what I'm going to be doing is mashing the remaining pumpkin, just for that smooth consistency. I'm going to reserve some for the look of it, so we know that we've got beautiful pumpkin in there. And I like the two-tone texture of this. I think it's quite nice. It's very easy to do, obviously, so put that to the side. In here, we're adding a little bit more olive oil, so don't forget, we don't have any butter in here, we don't have cream, so a little bit more oil to help it along. Of course, some seasoning, which we didn't do before, and this is where we start adding our chilli, our garlic, and the sage. And I'm adding the sage at this stage because it is a hard herb, so it's not like parsley or chervil or tarragon that's soft. These hard herbs, they actually do need the heat for them to get that beautiful flavour. So let's give that a good toss in there. So I'll grab my masher now. With the heat still on, we start mushing that up and getting those flavours to get together. You can smell the sage. It works so beautifully with this chilli. All right, I'm turning that heat off now, and we'll add our hazelnuts. We'll also add our pasta now, and I want a little bit of that water to go into this pasta sauce. That's just going to help with our sauce, just to bring it together. So let's give that another good toss there. Beautiful. And we'll add our pumpkin. So you can see it's a chunky pasta. It's not one of those smooth sauces. Of course, to finish this off, we have to have cheese, and I'm using a lot of goat's cheese here. And you want to do this when the heat's turned off. You don't want to split it all. So I'm just going to crumble that in. I'm going to leave a little bit for the top too, and we'll just make sure that's combined nicely so it starts to melt. And the goat's cheese, it will hold its shape just a little bit. So when you eat this, you'll get a big chunk of pumpkin and all of a sudden a big piece of goat's cheese. This is how I love to eat my pasta. All right, let's get a bowl and serve this up. Pumpkin, and you can see the sauce. You know, traditionally in Italian cooking, you want more pasta than sauce, but here I want big chunks of that pumpkin. And of course, those beautiful hazelnuts. All right, that is ready to go. And if you want to be a little bit more indulgent, this is so not necessary, but I have to have just a little bit of Parmesan on top just to finish it off. And there you have it. I love this pasta. It's fun, it's crunchy, it's got everything you like in there, and on top of it, the sweetness of that pumpkin with the saltiness of the goat's cheese. Again, match made in heaven.